Hi, this is 100 in 100, where we review 100 VR games in 100 days. Today we're looking at Battlewake VR, a pirate ship fighting game that you definitely will want to play. Battlewake VR is a pirate ship fighting game that has you pitted against the sailors of the Queen. Both fleets of ships are trying to find hidden treasure, but before you get there, you're going to have to fight off the Queen's Navy if you want to get to the treasure successfully. In our VR Gear game reviews, we like to cover as many aspects of the game as possible so that you can make an informed decision before you try or buy one of these VR titles. Let's start by talking about the price and how to get up and running with Battlewake VR. Battlewake VR can be found on the Steam Store, the Oculus Store, the PSVR Store, and the Viveport Infinity subscription. Without the Viveport Infinity subscription, you're looking at a $29 purchase price, and as part of the Viveport Infinity subscription, it's free. We recommend you get it there if you have the subscription, but it is available on all the different VR platforms. The download file is about 4 gigabytes in size and will take a good amount of time to download on slower internet connections, so get comfortable as you wait. But once download completes, installation is automatic and you should be able to get up and running in the game relatively fast and jump into the tutorial. The game is designed to be played with Oculus touch controllers or the Vive controllers, but we played it with the Valve Index controllers just to see if it would work. We found that it did work. We had to do some controller mapping ourselves for it to work properly. During the tutorial, you will learn how to steer the ship, stop the ship, slow it down, and also how to make really tight turns using the anchors on either side of you. You'll also learn in the tutorial how to fire weapons. You, as the captain of the pirate ship, have special abilities to command the sea, as well as direct your crew to fire weapons and mount attacks of different types against the enemy ships. The tutorial is something you definitely won't want to miss, because once you get into gameplay, the battle is very intense and there's a lot going on. So the tutorial is a must on this game. For player perspective, you'll play this game from the first-person perspective, and more than just seeing your hands, you'll see your arms and you'll see your legs and your body. You'll see your entire person except for your face. You are the captain of the pirate ship and you get to see your outfit as a pirate. So first-person perspective, all controls are done by interacting with them with your hands and also commanding the firing of weapons as you point in directions and pull the trigger or wave your arms. So you'll play this thing as the pirate in a first-person perspective. For theme and story, this game has a storyline that you're playing a part of as the captain of a pirate ship. You are pitted against the Queen's Navy and she's trying to stop you from getting to the treasure. She's also trying to get there first. In your pursuit of this treasure, you need to fight off all the ships that stand in your way. The theme obviously here is you are the bad guy, or maybe the Queen is the bad guy, but you are in a battle as a pirate, and the ship that you're on is made of wood, and the weapons you use include cannons, barrels of gunpowder, and other ropes and sails and ships made of wood that you are responsible for taking out as a captain of the pirate ship. The controls for this game, while they weren't specifically designed for the Valve Index controllers, specifically the grip buttons, the trigger buttons, and the touchpad buttons. To shoot your weapons, you would aim your controller in the direction that you would like to fire and pull the trigger. To pick items up, you would use the grips. This includes pulling up the chains and the anchors on either side of you. And to use your special skills as the pirate ship captain, you would use the touchpad. All these different button inputs made for really great mapping to gameplay, and we really thought the controls were well done for this one. For music and sound, this game is top-notch. It is a really immersive and really great audio experience as you're playing. You'll hear pirate music playing in the background. You'll hear cannons firing, wood splintering, water crashing against the side of your ship, and just an overall immersive audio experience. The game developers here did a really great job making you feel like you are really at the helm of a pirate ship. Great job on music and sound for this one. For player movement, you'll be standing or sitting as you're playing the game, but your character won't move from the helm of the ship. You will be standing in front of your sailors at the helm, trying to direct them, and you'll also be steering the ship. Your ship moves in the battle arena, but you don't move from your position in the ship. You'll be able to change direction by turning the ship's wheel either a lot or a little, depending on how sharp of a turn you would like to make. You can increase the sharpness of the turn by pulling up anchors on the side that you would like to turn sharper toward. It's a really great player movement system that this game incorporates, and it's on the open water. So it's pretty fun to master this type of player movement, as it's not very common in other VR titles. For motion sickness, there's a lot of movement going on in this game. The water around you is rushing past as your boat is moving through it. Your boat is rocking in the water, and ships are coming at you from all different directions, and the sky is swirling with a storm. So all of that movement could potentially make motion sickness a really big issue for this game. However, because you're standing on the ship and your position relative to the ship is unchanged throughout gameplay, except for when you rotate your head, motion sickness is minimized. So there is a degree of motion sickness, yes, but the game developers did a good job of eliminating a lot of it by having a stationary boat that is a reference point for you while you're standing in VR. For environment and immersion, this game really is captivating, and you want to stay in and battle and win. You'll want to come back and play multiple rounds because gameplay is that engaging and fun. What contributes to this is the interaction you have with the steering wheel of the ship, as well as the anchor chains. But your interaction is actually just limited to that when it comes to controlling the boat, and that's a good thing because you want to be able to focus all of your attention on the enemies out in the water so that you can win. That means you need to be able to fire at different boats, dodge incoming cannon shots, and make your way through to victory. As a result, all of the different sound elements, the different visual elements, the movement of your boat, the control you have over it, the weapons that you're able to use during gameplay, all of these make for a really great environment that is completely immersive and really is convincing, and it makes you want to play more and longer. So environment and immersion we really enjoyed with this one. All right, let's look at the overall scorecard for Battlewake VR, starting with theme and story. This game had a really great theme that you felt engaged with, and the storyline was pretty good, and that fed into the theme. Pirates hunting for treasure. We're giving this game an 8 out of 10 for story and theme. For controls, we're giving this game an 8 out of 10. There's a lot of things you can do with the controls, and they make sense. The grips pick things up, the trigger fires things, and the touchpad allows you to use some special skills. And we really like that it was mapped to the Valve Index controllers, even though that wasn't an explicitly supported controller set. So an 8 out of 10 for controllers. For music and sound, this game is really great. We're giving it a perfect score of a 10 out of 10. The music was very good. The sound effects were fantastic. Spatial audio was incorporated very well, and there was just so much to the sound that really made this game very immersive. A 10 out of 10 for music and sound. For player movement, we're giving this game an 8 out of 10. The player doesn't move, but when you're incorporating movement with a battleship in the water, there's a lot of things that you need to take into account, and the game developers did a really great job. An 8 out of 10 for player movement in this game. For motion sickness, this one is a very difficult one to get a high score on because a lot of things in VR that are very engaging and have a lot of movement also cause a lot of motion sickness. We're giving this game a 6 out of 10. Could have been lower, but the game developers took a lot of precautions to make it so that you as a player had a stable point of reference with the ship, even though everything around you was moving. So a 6 out of 10 for motion sickness. For environment and immersion, this game is getting an 8 out of 10. There were some limitations to what you could do when you were interacting with the ship and the steering mechanisms, but that was a good thing. The other thing was there were some limitations with how you could interact with the other crewmates on the ship. We would have liked to see more of that, but that's okay. The rest of the environment was very great. The audio contributed, the visuals contributed, and gameplay was very intense and interactive. So an 8 out of 10 for environment and immersion. So for the overall score for Battlewake VR, the high score of 8 out of 10 is what we're giving this game. We really enjoyed it. We do recommend you go out and try it. And if you have the Viveport Infinity subscription, it's part of the subscription, so go give it a try today. This has been 100 and 100, where we are reviewing 100 VR games in 100 days. Hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so that you can receive a notification tomorrow when we review another VR game. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.